Welcome, everybody, to the LIPSEY'S Aim Higher podcast. I am Rob Aberzino. We have Dale.
And
Luke.
I'm Dale Luke.
You can introduce yourself.
Yes.
We have Dale Luke back. You've been on hiatus for a while, man.
Yeah. I've been all over in the woods.
Well, glad to have you back.
Yeah, same here. Good.
Jason's on some remote location somewhere, so
yeah.
we figured we'd carry on without him. But we're on the doorstep of Mother's Day weekend here. So we thought we'd pull out a few of our favorite carry guns because we love Mom. We want to protect Mom. We want Mom to be able to protect herself. And these don't just apply to our mothers or females for that matter. These are just really great guns all around to carry for anybody. I have one of these. I own one of these, actually two. I know you own at least two.
Yeah, two or three.
So they're really good for everybody. But I thought it's timely, so I thought we'd talk about
absolutely
some of our favorites. Of course, we got a couple exclusives in here too.
Well, so we have to throw the exclusives in.
Yeah, of course.
That's just a must.
So just on the table, we've got one or two more we'll probably dive into, but just on the table what we have, I'll let you kind of go left to right here.
Yeah, kind of
what we can see here.
Yeah, kind of in order. First we want to start out with a 43 XMOS. It's a great platform, very, very easy to shoot. Striker fires have a very crisp trigger to them, double action, and it kind of throws you into revolver shooting. I shoot a striker fire better than anything else. Single action guns, personally, I do not shoot well. I do not shoot a revolver in single action very well. I'm a double action shooter and always have been. So it just fits well for me. Next, go ahead.
I was going to say I have that gun. That's a great gun. It's a snappy little gun.
It can get a little whippy, but if you add an optic system to the top of the slide, you can really kind of slow that slide back from coming back, and that felt recoil is not going to be as great.
The key to that one, I think, is practice, and I do try to get it out pretty often. I mean, it's just using it, and that's true with any gun, I guess. But
any of these guns that your sights are so close together, it does take a lot of practice to master it.
Yeah.
And then you still chasing the master part.
But what you gain in a little bit of that snappiness, I guess, you lose in size and carryability. I mean,
concealability 100%.
Yeah, concealability, better word. Absolutely. I mean, that thing just slides into a pocket, slides into just about anything.
If you want to wear it strong side, appendix wise, for the ladies, if you have a purse, it's not going to be something that's really going to weigh you down all day long carrying it.
Yeah, I've had it for a while. I do. I really like that gun. Mm-hmm. It's kind of a classic. It was one of the OGs, to come to market. Something.
It really was. It was revolutionary. Whenever Glock started scaling down and going to now, of course they made a 45 that was a single stack magazine. The 36
and the 26 and 27
are double stack mags, but they're fatter. So the 43 platform was the first time that they actually scaled down into a micro 9. They had a 380 that was before it in the model 42. Yeah. And then, everyone was like, when are they going to come out with a 9mm? Right. And then when they finally did, it just exploded.
Yeah, absolutely. So that one's been around a while. Obviously, people are familiar with it, but it does make the list of what we're trying to achieve here. And obviously, if you've ever shot a Glock, there's absolutely no learning curve to this one.
No. It shoots the same as the rest of them.
It does. All right, what you got next?
So next, I kind of want to talk about starter pistols. It's good to start if you're very shy of the noise, shy of recoil. The 22 platforms that are out in the semi-autos, this is a Sig 322, but some of the other models that are out there, like the Ruger SR22s, the Sig TX22, M&P, Smith has an M&P 22 as well. Yep. It's a good feel. And it feels identical to your 9mm. So you can be on the range and shoot a lot of rounds inexpensively. Right. And get used to and practice that sight picture being so close together. And
this is a light gun.
It really is.
Might be the lightest of the lineup. Pretty close, at least.
And they just shoot so well.
I'm not too familiar with that one. I've not shot that one. That's the only one of the group that I haven't shot. Right.
Yeah, this particular one, they do have one that has a less round count, so the grip is smaller and the barrel smaller to get closer to our next gun that we're going to talk about.
There we go. This one's no secret either.
Yeah, exactly. So LIPSEY'S exclusive 2A 365, Sig P365, excuse me.
This has been a monster hit for us. I mean,
absolutely,
it's been one of the best exclusives we've ever had.
Yes,
we actually we use this gun to help different organizations, industry organizations. So every year we pick a new organization, we team up, we sell partial proceeds from this gun, go to help the 2A Foundation.
Correct.
We're partnering with somebody different every year.
Correct.
So there's a nice component to it. A lot of cool extras that come with it too.
Yeah, it comes with 3 magazines instead of 2, the challenge coin, and I think it's about it that's in the box, but the extra magazine is truly key. Now, this is the smallest variation. This is just a standard 365. We do have an XL in the 2A.
It really works, though. I was just holding it again, and this is one I'm pretty familiar with too, and it's amazing. This gun is a little heavier than this.
Correct.
Isn't that wild? I mean,
Correct.
You can see the size difference, and this one actually outweighs this one a little bit, but this one handles extremely well.
It really does, and
because of that, it's got a little heft to it.
And going back to the 365, you're looking at maybe the first gun. I think it is the first. I could be wrong. I'm sure someone's going to correct me. That threw the small 9s with a double stack magazine.
Double stack, yeah. It really was, I think. So I think you're right on that. Yeah, I love this gun, and I don't know if Mom likes Coyote Tan here, but
yeah, exactly.
It goes with everything. It's like it's kind of a khaki color.
Yeah,
right?
exactly, exactly.
So you can accessorize this, but honestly, again, guy, girl, it doesn't matter. This is probably the top choice, or some variation of this gun.
Of course,
for half the crowd out there now.
And then it, it's also the macro comp as well.
Yeah,
that comes in that same 2-tone.
I like this size. I mean, I
the
really
original
do.
365 is definitely.
I really do like this size. Yeah, this is a great gun. Great
absolutely. Shooter. Yeah, all of them are great shooters. It's just hard to beat.
Now, what about the practicality? We move from these, from a slide, from striker fire. Now we kind of move into revolvers. So, again, for most of you veterans out there that have shot a lot, you can fast forward through this part. But when it comes to concealment, when it comes to shooting, pockets, purses, things like that.
Right.
Let's reiterate some of the benefits here.
Well,
or differences. I should
correct.
say.
So with an auto, when there's an inexperienced shooter behind it, you do have to give it a good bit of resistance in order for that slide to manipulate, to eject the spent casing and pick up the next round.
Right.
A revolver is a plug and play. If it doesn't shoot, just simply squeeze the trigger again, and it's going to go off.
Yeah, yeah.
If it doesn't go off in a number of times, you're probably out of bullets.
Right.
So
run.
Yeah. You can throw it, use it, use it as a boomerang.
Yeah.
But it does take a lot of practice on autos to clear a malfunction, and there's a number cadence. Magazine, tap the mag, eject the round, depending on what type of malfunction you have. And so unless you practice those malfunctions, when it comes in a crisis situation where you actually are depending on that weapon, all thoughts go out the window. And unless you practice it on a regular, it can kind of leave you hanging.
Practicing, number one. Maintenance on the gun is a big deal too.
Exactly.
Especially with these, these semis, for sure.
Oh, of course.
That has a lot to do with it. I've got a variety of semi-automatics, and I've really never been jammed up. I mean, maybe once, and I couldn't even tell you which gun or when. I mean, I don't have a bazillion rounds necessarily through every one of them, but they're pretty reliable,
They
nothing
really are.
Nothing is probably more reliable than your revolver.
Of course. I've had autos that I haven't cleaned in an extremely long time, and I'm embarrassed to say that, but they're still running, and I'm probably going to get whacked one day because my gun malfunctions.
I have a Glock 19 that I'm kind of pushing to the limit to kind of see how far I can
push mine above and beyond. Yes, absolutely. But the revolvers, especially on these models right here, now you're talking about really deep concealment guns that have nice round edges.
Yeah.
So
the ultimate carry, by the way, another LIPSEY'S exclusive.
Exactly.
We're not biased at all.
Right.
So you've probably been under a rock if you haven't seen this one in the last year. This has been another monster hit, exclusive
100%.
for us. We launched it at SHOT Show in 24. and we've had a few more iterations of it. We've got the titanium now. We've got the SOA version now, 32 H&R, and then we've got the
we got the 6 model and the 4 model, which is both in the stainless looking or polished out aluminum, and then the all black.
So you got a lot of options with this gun, and there's a reason. You know, it's fantastic, and it's been a great seller. A lot of buzz. Still getting write-ups on it. Okay, that's our Lipsey's commercial, but back to the back
to the actual functionality of the gun.
The functionality and the practicality of it.
But having a hammerless pistol or a hammerless revolver, you know, pulling it, drawing it from a pocket, you know, you're less likely to get hooked on that one little corner of your pocket. You're pulling it from a purse, or it's just less stuff to get hung up on.
Yeah.
And so that makes it a huge, huge advantage when deep concealment.
Yeah.
And, you know, there's companies out there that have kind of like a little boot style grip that has a lip that you can clip it directly into your waistband if you want to carry an appendix. And with gym shorts, you really don't.
Right.
You really don't notice it. And especially on the airweight models that are, you know, right at 15 ounces. And then, of course, the titanium goes a little bit lighter than that. But 38 Special, 32 H&R. And that 32 is a 6-shot. So you can really tame down the recoil of some of the more stouter rounds with the 32.
And these are by no means, you know, again, we're kind of talking a little bit about maybe something for moms, something for females. By no means is this like a
Father's Day too.
This is absolutely a legit Father's Day gift right here. You know, we had a writers event last year when we launched this, and you know, the majority of the writers were guys, and we did have a couple females out there as well. But I mean, the 32 H&R, they ate this gun up. I mean, every one of these guys, it was amazing. And still, you know, we're still getting feedback on it. Probably the coolest thing, you know, to shoot. Might be the best concealed carry gun out there right now. I mean,
exactly.
Again, well, maybe slightly biased, but I mean, really, it checks all the boxes.
Well, I mean, a couple of weeks ago we had Julie in here.
Yeah,
and we had an all ladies event, and
Julie Gollop from Smith and Wesson.
Yeah, she shot it and just she couldn't.
Pro shooter, she loves it.
Yeah, she loved it.
Yeah. She endorsed it, or I made her endorse it. But,
well, you know.
But, you know, a close second, kind of in the same vein here is, here you go.
Yeah, so with all the success that we've had with the 32 H&R, and Ruger really hasn't made a 32. They made a 327 Federal, and they still do. So we decided to do another Lipsey's exclusive with a 32 H&R in kind of a burnt bronze in the LCR. Again, with your internal hammers, you don't have things to snag. It's a real easy draw. And the way that Ruger has done the trigger system and how it's a cam system where on some of the other revolvers, when you start to squeeze off on the trigger, it's really tough to get it going, where the LCR is the opposite.
Yeah.
It's easy to get going, and it stiffens up right at that breaking point.
Wildly popular gun.
Absolutely. And the caliber, and the caliber choices for the LCRs are just great. You know, 38 Special, 22 long rifle, 32 H&R, and then they make a heavier frame model that is actually your 327 Federal, your 9mm, and your 357 Magnum. So if you really want some gas, it's there for you. And then, you know, I know we keep talking about anti-snag, this, that, and the other, but they do have an X model that has an external hammer, and you can get those in 22 Magnum, 38.
Yeah.
The 32s aren't available in that. It's only in the standard LCR, but you know, that's some more options for you out there.
Well, we credit Jason a lot. This 32 H&R revolution that's happening.
Absolutely.
I mean, he's been flying the flag hard, and I'll tell you what, it's worked. I mean, people have eaten it up, and our guys from American Fighting Revolver, Daryl and Brian, those guys, I mean, just have been all over this. And you know, not to put the 38 Special in the back seat. I mean, I have one. I have the 642 Airweight, 38 Special I've had for a long time. You know, my wife carries that one. It's great. It's great. It's a great gun to carry. It's not that much fun to shoot. I mean, it's not one you want to say, hey, let's take this to the range and put 100 rounds through it today. If
you hand load for it, you can tame it down some, but you know, all in all, you still are pushing a very heavy bullet.
But the the functionality, the durability, the concealability, it checks all the boxes. And then the 32 H&R is just up the game on it. Yeah. I mean, it gives you all of that. And, we did a lot of ballistics testing with gels and everything. And I'll tell you, it's amazing. The results are
absolutely,
almost negligible, compared between the two. So,
well, it's really eye-opening when you take a small bullet like that and you really speed it up, and how much ballistic gel it takes to truly stop that. I mean, we had 16-inch blocks, and it was going clean through it.
Yeah, it was amazing. It was fun to watch.
Yeah.
Fun to.
It was something else.
And I mean, these guys are pretty good shooters. Hitting plates at 50 yards. I mean, it was ridiculous.
I think we backed all the way up to 75.
Yeah. Oh,
it was.
Yeah.
It was a poke, and we're this is maybe a 8 to 10-inch plate.
Yeah.
We're not talking about a very large plate here.
Yeah. We have the Smith & Wesson. We don't have this one pictured.
Right. We do have it on the list. So the easy Smith & Wessons, just with how easy the slide is to manipulate.
They did a great job with that gun.
Yeah, in 380 and 9mm, and you would think that it would be pretty hard shooting with that light of a recoil spring in it, and it really isn't. It really isn't. That's one we just didn't. We ran out of space up here, so we do apologize.
Yeah, that's fantastic gun, easy to rack, and that's the whole point behind it. Made for anybody that
if you're struggling with arthritis,
anybody that has trouble, manipulating the slide, and
correct,
which can be some of these new guns especially can be pretty tough.
Yes,
for anybody.
A lot of the newer guns in a small compact size all have a double recoil spring.
Yeah.
So that is a lot of weight that you're trying to pull back in order to get around.
Yeah, I think Smith did a great job. I mean, they listen to the audience, they listen
100%.
listen to the crowd. They put their ingenuity and their engineering behind it, and came out with a great product there. So yeah, we don't have that one on the table, but it's definitely worthy of the list. I mean, there's probably a dozen more we could have up here too, but
we could walk all through the warehouse and everything.
Yeah,
it could be up for grabs. If you're a 1911 shooter, we got those.
What don't you have that you would add right here, or do you have them all? I don't know.
I would say if someone's used to shooting a 1911 style pistol, you can go with some of the little Kimber macros.
Yeah,
those are really good. I remember when, even when Sig came out with the 232s, that was one of the softest shooting 380s I've ever shot.
Yeah,
that was really impressive. And it doesn't necessarily have to be small. It really boils down to what you're comfortable with.
Right.
What you're comfortable with carrying, what you're comfortable with shooting, and how proficient you are with manipulating the gun itself.
Right.
Loading, unloading, etc.
Which all comes with practice, time on the range.
Exactly.
All that fun stuff. We were just talking yesterday about the Sig, was it the 238 and the 938?
Our purple?
Yeah, the
pearl,
but the gun itself. I mean, not just our exclusive, but I like that one a lot.
Oh, absolutely.
Was it the 238 or 236? 238.
Well, the 238 was a 380, and the 938 was the 9mm.
Yeah.
A little bit bigger,
Yeah.
But was just a soft shooting.
Those they kind of fall in line with what you were saying with like the Kimbers.
Oh, absolutely. They're
too.
right in line with that.
Those were great guns.
I'm sure there's a lot of other models that could wave their hands up and say, pick me.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But
again, probably a little biased. I don't own I don't own this guy yet. I don't know why.
I'm sad to say I don't either.
Really?
Yeah, I haven't.
I mean, we know where to get them.
Well, I was waiting on the titanium models, and I just they're here. And
I want the SOA model. It's so it's got the green grip on it. And,
those are cool.
Yeah, I love that one. And so this probably is on my short list of next purchases, the 32H and R2. So I got to get on the bandwagon here. Yeah. I've been hearing enough about it. So
I've been kind of eyeballing. I know we're getting off topic a little bit, but
this one too, the bronze. This is an exclusive, and the bronze is cool.
Looking at our mountain gun pretty hard.
Oh, the mountain gun.
Yeah.
I don't even know if we can get those.
Yeah, no, I can't.
Yeah. Mountain gun, not great for mom to conceal carry, by the way, but
awesome,
or maybe
awesome to shoot.
Depends on your mom. I mean, there's some tough moms out there. So,
there's a lot of tough moms, a lot tougher than I am. So.
But again, so we just wanted to run through a few of these, just highlight these again for anybody out there who's looking for something, concealable. The difference. You've seen a lot of these before, and not too much has changed over time.
No.
More in the kind of the ammo, I think has changed pretty drastically. Again, back to the 32, back to this new
it has
9mm rounds. I mean,
everything is definitely starting to get caught up. You're starting to be able to find a lot of deals out there on ammo, which you haven't seen in a long time.
Yeah.
So, if the weather holds out in your area, hit the range. That's the best thing you can do, and have fun. Take the family out there. Everybody can go have fun with these.
So get out there and shoot. Get out there and get mom shooting. All right, let's get mom a little training out there. Maybe your wife, your girlfriend, son, daughter, whoever.
Whole family.
Yeah, get the whole family out there. Let's get out there and do it. And you can find us on all the socials at Lipsey's Guns. And again, to all the moms out there, happy Mother's Day. Have a wonderful day. Till next time, aim higher.